When the patient I saved walked into my office, she screamed at me, "You violated me by refusing to let me die." She was standing there perfectly healthy 10 weeks after I'd performed CPR for 12 minutes when her heart stopped in the emergency room, and she was serving me lawsuit papers while her lawyer stood behind her smiling. "You resuscitated me without my written consent. That's assault, battery, violation of my bodily autonomy." I stared at Rebecca, who'd been brought in unconscious after a car accident with no identification, no medical records, and no way to know her wishes. "You were dying. Your heart stopped. I'm an emergency physician." She rolled her eyes like I was stupid. "That doesn't give you the right to touch me, to break my ribs, to electrocute me back to life." I was finally at peace. Her lawyer nodded. "My client has suffered tremendous psychological trauma from being forced to continue living." He actually said that with a straight face. "She was unconscious. There was no DNR, no advance directive. The law requires us to save lives in that situation." Rebecca laughed bitterly. "The law? What about my spiritual journey? I was in the light. I saw my deceased grandmother. You ripped me away from paradise to suffer in this horrible world." She pulled out photos of her bruised chest. "Look what you did to me." Assault. Those bruises were from the CPR that saved her life. Those are normal after chest compressions. It means you're alive to complain about them. Her lawyer jumped in. "That's exactly the problem. She didn't want to be alive to complain. You made that choice for her." Rebecca sat down uninvited in my office. "Do you know what it's like to be at perfect peace and then be violently dragged back to credit card debt and a cheating ex-husband and a job I hate?" I looked at her file. "You were 34 years old, healthy, no chronic conditions. You had every chance at a full recovery." She slammed her hand on my desk. "I didn't want recovery. I wanted release. The accident was a blessing, a way out without suicide stigma. You ruined that." Her lawyer pulled out more papers. "We're seeking $3 million for emotional distress, loss of spiritual transcendence, and the ongoing burden of continued existence." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "You're suing me for $3 million because I saved your life?" Rebecca leaned forward. "You didn't save anything. You condemned me. Now I have medical bills, physical therapy bills for the trauma of being brought back. She'd been in therapy because her husband left her for her sister, not because I saved her life. Your insurance covered everything." She laughed. "Insurance doesn't cover the existential pain of unwanted consciousness." Even her lawyer seemed to realize how insane that sounded. "The hospital has security footage of you coding, of the 5 nurses and me working to save you, of your mother crying with joy when you survived." Rebecca's face went dark. "My mother? She's part of this lawsuit too. She told you to save me, didn't she?" Her mother had actually arrived after we'd already stabilized her. "Your mother wasn't there during the code. She came later." Rebecca turned to her lawyer. "Add her to the lawsuit. Conspiracy to force life." The lawyer wrote it down. "You realize every emergency room in the country will refuse to treat you now?" I said. "Good. Next time I want to stay dead." She pulled out a laminated card. "I made these. DNR cards. I wear 6 of them now. Necklace, bracelet, ankle, wallet, shoe, underwear tag." She showed me each one. "That's not legally binding. You need proper documentation." Her lawyer spoke up. "We're working on legislation, Rebecca's law, making it illegal to resuscitate anyone without written consent, regardless of circumstances." I looked at them both. "That would mean letting children die, accident victims, anyone who couldn't consent in advance." Rebecca shrugged. "Not my problem. I only care about my violated rights." The hospital lawyer walked in then. "The lawsuit's been dismissed. Good Samaritan laws protect emergency intervention. Also, Rebecca posted on social media last month about being grateful to be alive for her nephew's birthday, so she contradicted her own case." Rebecca went red. "That was taken out of context. I was being sarcastic." The hospital lawyer pulled out printed posts. 63 posts about being blessed to survive, thanking the medical team, calling Dr. Johnson an angel. You tagged the hospital, asking if you could donate to the emergency department that saved you. Rebecca grabbed for the papers. I was confused, traumatized, not thinking clearly. Her lawyer tried to salvage it. "Those posts were made under duress of unwanted life." The hospital lawyer laughed. Full story on channel. Link below.